Going live. We're live with Craig, I think. Craig, what's up,
I'm
dude?
alive.
Craig, introduce yourself. What's your story? For new viewers. Yeah, I heard the notification. You got that?
Yeah. Yeah, let me get it. Do it now.
Is it weird to have
Uh,
off days in the middle of the week instead of weekends?
actually, I like it. And I'll tell you why right after this word from our sponsor. No. Um,
I'm
hang on one
what's up?
second here. At everybody,
Just everyone. It should autofill.
everyone.
Aki, Andre, Kaunach. All right, so we're mixing it up today. We're checking in on Craig. But Craig has been coding for like 2 months now. He's already making apps. He's got a portfolio site up. He's hosting his stuff on GitHub Pages now. You still need to hook up your domain though.
I know.
But
I
you already have the domain, so that's good.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna need your help with that.
All right.
$10 worth your time for that, George.
Sure. Oh, also it's $1 for push-up. Craig's doing 2 push-ups for $1.
At everyone, and I don't know if this is gonna work, but we'll try.
Michael, what's up, man? Hopefully there's no audio or anything, or no reverb. Brian, what's up? Folio link. He doesn't have a Folio link yet, but he has different apps. Right now he has a calculator that was like his very first one that he made. It's actually really spot on. What are your other apps you've been working on?
Okay, sorry. What was I'm back. What question? Sorry.
What are your other apps you've been working on?
Did the calculator, then did the random quote generator using some jQuery, and right now I am still trying to get this React stuff going.
Is this
I'm
better?
sorry, I'm being vague.
Am I a little bit louder now, guys? I can turn up the gain a little bit, but
Okay.
GitHub link. They want your GitHub link.
Okay.
If you want to paste it, you can paste it in there.
Yep, no problem. I'm on a little bit of a delay with the chat window or something here, so.
Yeah, you're on delay. If you donate $1,000, would I still do push-ups? I would probably have to take a few hours to do that. I could get you a couple. I could get you maybe 220 minutes or so, but yeah, I mean, you see, my butler is doing very well. Is he doing free code camp projects? Not specifically. A lot of free code camp projects are typical starter projects, regardless of the platform.
Yes, sir.
What has
Josh,
been?
will you be having tea this morning, sir? I'm the butler, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna look this up. David Yang, what's up, man? So Craig, what's been like if someone was watching this, you've been coding for 2 months, what's been like the most difficult thing for you? And what have you done to fix that or try to fix that thing?
Trying to work at a reasonable pace. I think we talked about this last time with the time management stuff. So working full time, not always knowing how much time, what days you're going to have to spend on what. Probably the hardest thing that I've dealt with has been distractions. It's easy when you get kind of hung up on something or you don't really understand something and you're trying to get over that bump, you're doing something, it's not working, you're going back in, you're trying to figure out why it's not working. And then there's that the Facebook or the Discord or a game or just shutting off the computer and going and sitting on the couch and be like, I'm just going to take a break and turn on the TV or something. It's so easy to fall for that. You really got to make yourself find that time to, almost like handcuff yourself to the desk kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think
nobody's the boss of you? Nobody's gonna, supervise what you're doing. It's the
it's
ultimate
optional
challenge, procrastination challenge, is to be self-taught, because unless you have a mentor or you're doing a course and there's deadlines or something like that, you are your own manager, and you're only going to be as good as your manager. So,
What up, dog?
Apparently somebody just. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good. Do you think age has actually been an issue? Do you think you could have learned?
Sorry. I apologize. It's time for the mailman to thump my mailbox, and my dog just went ape crap. Okay, so age. No, like I said, man, I feel like I'm better apt to be able to do it now than I would have a few years ago, because I don't have. I was just talking about distractions, like everyday distractions, but there are other distractions out there where, like dogs barking in the back. The stuff I used to do when I was younger, I was a lot more active going out socially and things like that. So I think now, because I've kind of turned into this like little hermit crab anyway, I've got the time when I'm not working or whatever to work on this kind of stuff. And I don't have kids. I mean, I know people out there that have families and kids and all that. I imagine that takes a lot of your time too, and it's really tough to carve out any free time. But I have that going for me where, I don't want to say I'm lucky, because I'm not. I'm not saying people with kids are unlucky. What I mean is, I just happen to have a scenario where it's just me and the dog, and if he doesn't quit barking, it's just going to be me.
It's about nap time. That took his energy out for the day.
Yeah, well, right when that mailman comes around and they thump that mailbox, man, it's like Armageddon, all hands on deck around here. You heard him.
3 p.m. every day for me.
Yeah. So he's laying down now in his little bed behind me. So I apologize. I got distracted there. Yeah, I'm still working full time, and then all the other stuff. I think I might have told you, we just put my mom in a nursing home, so we're trying to stop by and see her, and that, whatever. That's side note, whatever. Michael, I am still in the learning process. I work full time for a regular job, and I do the coding on my spare time, trying to learn.
You can't say just regular job though. You have a physical job, like you're out climbing telephone poles, going under people's houses, in basements, line of wires, and so then to come home and have to sit there when you could sit on a couch instead, it's like
yeah. No, you're right, man. I work for the phone company, just to clarify, and pretty much, if any of you guys have ever been a cable guy or something like that, it's very similar. I mean, a lot of the same stuff. There's days where I'm up and down a ladder, hiking a ladder around, and it's just not like you carry a ladder and you put it up and you climb it. There's days where you're fighting like tree limbs, and people put stuff in their backyards. They don't care that there's a telephone pole there, and you're trying to get over a chicken coop or a garden or a storage shed or a junk car or something. And, it's 90 degrees outside, or it's 5 degrees outside. And, so yeah, maybe I downplay it because I'm just used to doing it, but there's days I come home and I'm just physically exhausted. My feet hurt, or I've been out in the cold all day, or I've been out in the heat all day, or out in the rain all day, or, your socks are wet or whatever. And it would be so easy to come home and just do nothing, Cottage, area of interest software. Working on this React so far, even though I'm not mastered it, I really like it. I see the potential with it, of using it for a lot of stuff, and I'm looking forward to getting to know it more.
Let me ask you a question. How many of those have you? How many of these it clicked moments? How many of those have you had so far? With just the things that you've been doing, you maybe not React, right? 'Cause you're still learning that.
Sure. I've had a couple. I remember, you and I were talking one time, and you said, think of like HTML and stuff, kind of like the Russian, layer doll thing?
The nesting
doll. What do you call that? Yeah. Somewhere along the way, I think I went to bed one night and I was laying there falling asleep, and it was just like this epiphany all of a sudden. It's like, oh crap. So basically, I'm just putting all this stuff in little sections that I put into other sections, and when I go to the CSS, all I'm doing is just putting in specifically how I want to, make this section look or that section look, etc. And it just like something simple like that. I know that's a lot of you guys might be like, duh, learn that the first day. But for me, it finally just clicked. Like I wasn't as much building something as I was layering, wrapping and a wrapper and a wrapper and a wrapper and a wrapper kind of thing. And then, tagging it. David asked me, what have I built so far? Yeah, my GitHub, I think I posted the link to the calculator is what I posted earlier. I'll put it up there again. And I do have a little bit of delay for some reason on the chat. But you can get to my GitHub in general there. Obviously, it's GitHub / Craig Wadding. Yeah, that was one of them. And then some of the stuff I've been listening to, like during the day when I'm not at home, just to keep my brain, in the right mode. I recommend if you're gonna do tutorials, yeah, there's a lot of different tutorials and different projects and stuff you can do. Don't be afraid, even if you're sticking with one person and they're great. Don't be afraid to try a couple other instructors or tutorials or websites or whatever, because sometimes one person may explain something a way that the other guy didn't, and not that the other guy's bad, but maybe. You know what I'm saying? You could pick up other people's perspectives on certain things, and it might help you understand them or implement them better. So, if you're going straightly through, Colt Steel or whatever, I mean that's awesome, but don't be afraid to try something else on the same topic. You might be surprised that somebody else explaining it to you might be better. So. Yeah. Oh, and if you're still there, Josh.
Yeah.
Okay. You said nothing. I'm like, it's like, hey, look, my internet connection's off. What happened? It's something else too. And if anybody does look at my GitHub, I'm not by no means showing it off. There's nothing extravagant there, but I'm really trying my best to not use other people's content. Like you'll go in there and see other projects or this or the other. I'm really trying to build it from scratch, but yeah, I'll use a boilerplate like with the code editor or something like that. I mean, the way I see it is using your tab. What do you call? Just drew a blank on Emmett. That kind of stuff that's pre-built into some of those. I mean, come on, man. You want to be a purist and type out every single symbol and character of your code, go for it, and I'll see you in about 10 years when you get your first project done. No, I'm saying that stuff's there for a reason. The shortcuts are there for a reason. As long as you understand what you're doing and what you're putting on there, why in the world would you want to not use, is that a double negative? Why would you not use the shortcuts, right? The boilerplates. I mean, heck, even for React, there's like an IMR, IMRO, IMRC, IMRPC, IMR, and IMS. And I'm totally reading off a notebook here. I don't have those memorized. Just notebook, right? Wrote those down. What I'm saying is, those are shortcuts for even in React when you're going to add, do a component or just import React or whatever you're doing to do a React app. Why type the extra stuff? Why do that extra work when you can do a shortcut? Boom, it pops it up. You fill it in, go on to the next line. So I don't feel like that's cheating. Now, if you were to go to somebody's project and clone the whole thing and then put your name on it and be like, look, I made an e-commerce site. Yeah,
they're gonna figure that out when you go to the interview. So yeah, it won't matter.
Well, that's the thing. If you're trying to sell it to a customer doing freelance, and you do you, man. But you're not learning anything that way. It's like copying somebody else's homework or...
Well, they're going to hit you with that technical test, and then you're going to be like, sorry, got nothing.
Yeah. And... So I noticed in line 31, you used the da-da-da-da-da. Why did you use that instead of the da-da? There's 31 lines in that code? Shit.
I noticed you... what? On your application, your name is Craig, but it says down here in the comment, made with love by Josh. Who did, what is going, like, if you do that and submit it as your own, they're going to figure it out. It won't matter.
Well, sir, Muhammad Smith is my ghost writer name, you see. Yeah. And there's Mr. Smith's out there like, I can't believe this son of a bitch stole one of my projects. That would be horrible if you actually interviewed with the guy that you stole his code off of like GitHub, and it was the guy you interviewed with. It's like, this is a very unique program, Mr. Wadding, I noticed because I wrote it. It's like, oh.
What is your plan of attack?
Plan of attack?
Yeah, like, so what are you doing, right? So you've been following the specifics. You've been doing, you start off with basic front-end HTML, CSS, grid, bootstrap, vanilla JavaScript, jQuery, now you're at React, right? That's kind of right?
As much as I would like to just keep, like, jumping from lily pad to lily pad or stepping stone to stepping stone or whatever, and say, okay, I worked on React this week. Now next week I'm going to jump into, this other library, this other framework, or go back and work on Python again or whatever. I actually think I need to take a couple weeks at least and stay on React and kind of vanilla JavaScript some more, because I kind of bumped through that. Yeah, we did the calculator and then did the random code generator and all that. But I think as important as JavaScript is and how important React, I think, not only is, but is going to be, I think the smart thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows better, but I think spending a little bit extra time on those to where I feel more proficient at them, I think would benefit me in the long run, because that's not something you want to skip through, quickly just to get onto the next thing. So I would say probably for the next few weeks, I'm going to try to do a few more React projects. And by the way, that React thing that I've been working on, I was going to go over this in my video when I did it for the week, but that was from a tutorial, and I pushed it and I tried to put it to a GitHub page, but I was looking at it last night and there's some other stuff I have to do to tweak it for it to show up on a page. So I'm still working on that. So if you see that on there, it's not like I put it up there broken, it's just not done.
What I would recommend for after looking at that, you have a React quiz, basic quiz. I would start with just a basic React, just basic components, then learn about props and prop types, then learn like prop types where you have to like set the well, yeah, it won't really matter what I'm saying if you're gonna be like, I don't know what that is, but start with basic React app, just do bare bones components, don't even worry about props really. Then learn about props and state in a separate app, and then I'd learn about styled components, and then I'd learn about auxiliary state management, which is called Redux. You've probably seen that everywhere. Or you could try the new built-in thing called context. But ideally, a few different React apps would. When I say apps, they don't have to like solve a problem and become a startup. I just mean like they could all be quizzes if you wanted, but just like build on the React concept.
I think what I did was in my little process with trying to find a React app to make that was specifically what we talked about. It's like, okay, well, let's try something with your React that's like a quiz that's like 20 questions, multiple choice, whatever. So I go out there and I'm looking around trying to find like kind of a basic guideline of how I would even put that together. And the one that I found was basically like on a blog. So it wasn't a video, it wasn't a tutorial, it was pretty much like a blog of how this guy kind of built this thing together. And what I didn't realize was instead of building the little hut or the little shanty, React shanty, I was sitting there trying to build like a effing 40 apartment dwelling condominium React building. You know what I'm saying? This guy really put a lot into this thing, and I'm sitting there trying to like grasp all this, like, okay, well, I made this component, now I'm trying to, do this and do that and do this, plus doing my first React app, which if you've never done that yet, it's not just throwing some HTML and CSS on an editor. I mean, there's more involved to, doing that kind of stuff. It's kind of like the next tier in the learning process. I don't know, Josh, does that sound right? Going from, like static web page type stuff to over to using like libraries and all the extra stuff with Bash and all that.
I mean,
what's up, guys?
No one's gonna judge your progress. No one's gonna be harder on it than you are. I mean, obviously the people that do the interview, but that's exactly how you're supposed to do it. But I wouldn't stay in the perfection zone. Like, okay, you got to realize there's a whole lot of HTML tags. There's like 186 or something, 180 plus HTML tags. You're gonna use maybe 30% of those, 80% of the time. It's the same thing with a lot of code. Like, you should know about it, but or be able to figure it out. And so that's what the practice is. So I think you're definitely on the right track. As far as I'm concerned, you've actually made like a lot of progress, and everyone moves at their own pace, and you have a full-time job and like life happening as well. And the fact that you're here and you're still dedicated, you're still doing it. And I think that part of that is us holding you accountable. I mean, you're the Discord dad. Who is blowing my phone up right now? For real? What is going on?
Well, and that's part of it. Like, even doing when I first started doing all this. Well, first of all, I started with the online college. I had no idea I'd ever be doing the stuff I'm doing now. I just assumed I'd go to college and they'd show me everything I need to know to be a programmer. And, back to that conversation about the whole college versus self-taught versus boot camp, there's a lot of stuff you take in school that's got nothing to do with what you're actually going for, art history stuff, or they want you to be that well-rounded, educated person who also is, focusing on this or whatever. This process with the self-taught, again, and I talked about this before, it's all what you put into it. And if you have spare time and you put all that spare time into it, and somebody else doesn't have as much time, but they still put all their spare time into it, it doesn't mean anything, because you could grasp it better than me, but have less time to work on it and go further. And I could spend 10 times as much time on it and still not understand it as well as you do, because it's just something, every person's different, but you're never going to know till you try, You
went to college, right? You went to college for a little bit and they didn't really give you anything.
Well, I went to, years ago, tried to go to college. I tried to go to like night school, basically, at DeVry, if you want to call that a college. And that was before most of the online stuff. And there wasn't much you could do on the computer at home. You pretty much had to be there. I tried to work full time, get to class there. I lasted like a semester. I just couldn't do it. So this last spring, winter, whatever, February, March, when I had surgery and I was home, I enrolled online because I could do it 100% online. But I didn't know you then. I didn't know. I'd never heard of John Sonmez and a lot of these YouTubers and stuff that we all watch and know and everything. I didn't have any direction, so I just assumed that college was where to go. And it wasn't just like I didn't do the college because that's the path everybody assumes you're supposed to take. I did it because I was sitting at home with stitches in both of my hands, wondering what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. And I knew that if I didn't take a step forward and do something, that I would be sitting there, where I'm at right. I would be sitting where I was at then, right now. I had to do something, and at the time it was enroll in college. And hindsight now, that wasn't the most efficient step to take, but it's the step I took, and it still got me to where I'm at now. So you figure 9 months later, I'm technically still enrolled in college, but I took that 2 month off to do this stuff. I don't see myself going back at all. And I would like to think that within 6 months, I'll have a job doing something somewhere in this field.
We should talk about we should talk about Craig actually has like a really good opportunity coming up where he can get his foot in the door. Possibly. It's a large corporate company, but he has leveraged an in, so to speak, where he can actually get an interview, right? Obviously, if we take a look at what he has and what he's done, it would probably not go straight to like the title of software engineer 1 or whatever, right? But that's not what he wants, because you would even do like the intern position, right? Just to be able to say, hey, this is my job, and I get paid to do this, as long as it paid enough to pay the bills.
Yeah, the opportunity, if it goes through the way it's supposed to, will at least give me a chance to speak to basically the IT manager of a international company that's got a facility here in the town I live in, and I don't know to describe it too much. Basically, I have a very, very good contact of a person who's been there over 30 years, who's friends with the guy. They lost somebody in the department, and he has the ability to literally hand this guy my resume. So
it's no pressure.
Instead of going through the gauntlet of the classic tough little lady in HR thing, he can literally walk right around that and hand this guy my resume. So hopefully at least get me an interview, and then I feel like if they don't see the potential of me filling the spot that was vacant, at least I've got that guy's ear for a few minutes, and maybe I can find out if there's like an internship or some other position that I can get in there, because that first job, I mean, come on, half you guys are in here because you're worried about getting that first job, right? I mean, how to get it, how to prepare for it, how to do your resume, how to do your portfolio, how to do your cover letter, all those meat and potatoes of getting that job. You know, if I can get in there and talk to that guy.
Do you hear this? This is...
Oh, now your dogs are going.
All right, I'm muting. Carry on.
Sorry. I'm surprised my dog's not barking at your dogs. Anyways, but that's what I mean. If I can go in there and just talk to this guy, you know, interview, and then he doesn't have to say, and if he's like, hey, you know, we use mostly Java here, and, you know, it's a lot of enterprise stuff, and et cetera, then maybe they'll let me come on, you know, as an intern or something, because that going on my resume for 3 months or 6 months or whatever, it could eventually turn into a job there, right? Or at least it's on my resume that I worked for XYZ company that's an international company. It's not, you know, Bob's Chili down the corner here, you know.
Dude, you're gonna, well, we know that you're getting the interview. That's already gonna happen. Whether you get the actual position or not, it depends on what he can do for you, because it's such a large company. But it doesn't matter. Any experience is good experience. Although it would be awesome. I don't know. When you linked me the positions for the intern, intern, whatever you want to call it, right? Title's just title, but
it was co-op intern or something, whatever it was called.
I think that what they're doing, if you were to be open to that, is just be a lateral move. You'd take that and then move laterally to software, if they would allow it.
Yeah, well, it looked like that was kind of wasn't a specific like, hey, you're going to come in every day and we're going to work on, programming and fixing bugs, and you're going to work with a team and building this and building that. It looked more like you're going to come in and help us keep this big enterprise Java monster that we've had for 15 years, you know, churning along here, you know. And by the way, Sally down in accounting's monitor won't come on again. Go check that out. You know, I just got a feeling it would be that kind of job where, what was that? The IT guys, that one TV show with the British guys, like in the basement of that building. It's like, I imagine it's probably going to be more of that kind of job, but, you know, but hey, whatever. To have that on the resume, it's like, I mean, I work for AT&T now, so I'll have that on the resume, even though it's not in a dev type position, but it's still AT&T, right? I mean, people living in a cave on the other side of the earth have heard of AT&T. So
I'm pretty confident, at least, well, we know that you're going to get the interview, so pretty confident in the rest. But if anything, that guy probably knows some guy. Or what I would do if I went to the interview, I'd be like, all right, who's the dude that devs? Let me go meet that dude that actually does dev, and then let me ask that dude what exactly do I need to learn so I can come back. Because if you want to work at that company specifically, if well, you don't want to waste your time, right? I'd make it sort of kind of like, tell me to learn X, Y, and Z, and I will, and I'll come back and I'll show it to you, and then you give me a job. Not like, hey, do you think we could do another interview? Because like, I saw their stack and it's a little bit outdated, but for the sake of a job, I would do it. If it was...
And fortunately, as far as money's concerned, like, again, back to the just me and the dog thing. You know, if I was married and had 3 kids and a house payment and kid going off to college and that kind of stuff, I mean, I understand this isn't a scenario for everybody. Like, there might be people watching this or listening to this and being like, yeah, it's easy for you to say, man, you know, you ran a little house with your dog, you know. But for me to even take an internship or take a pay cut to get my foot in the door anywhere, you know, I feel like it's worth it. Hey, Cattle Dog. Cattle Dog doesn't get enough camera time. This is nice.
No, it's always the white one. Dog. The white one always gets the attention because he looks like a wolf or he's so fluffy. But this one...
Yeah, she's a good girl. What's her name?
Her name is Suvi.
Suvi?
Yeah.
Oh.
She's pretty smart. She's too smart for her own good. It's like having a 5-year-old. She's about I would say, without being able to speak English, she has the intelligence of like a 5-year-old. She can open doors and stuff.
I thought I read somewhere that the cattle dog was supposed to be like, if not the smartest breed, one of the top like 3 smartest dogs.
She's pretty smart.
Yeah. I apologize too, because the way I got my monitors set up here, my YouTube is way on the right side. I shouldn't have put it there, but
Craig, go get your dog.
Oh yeah, I should get my dog. Hey Yager, he's right here. Hey buddy. So I bought Yager a Spider-Man costume for Halloween. But I'm gonna save that.
Alright, that's what we're doing.
He's gonna be a little fat Spider-Man.
Guys, feel free to drop some questions in the chat. We'll take care of them. Or you can ask me questions if you want, but the stream's not about me. The stream's about Craig's progress. What up, little dude?
He has no idea. He's like, why do you do this all the time? You make me sit here on your lap and do silly little things. He's like, I just want to take a nap or get a treat or play ball.
He looks like a good dude. He like the goodest boy.
He is the goodest boy.
Yeah, so
He's
like
12.
Hopefully this stream is at least motivating. It's pretty motivating to me. Does Craig read any tech blog or listen to podcasts? I'm pretty sure you listen to podcasts or just watch YouTube before you go to sleep, right?
Yeah, I've listened to it might not be relevant, but like Josh Rogan, I kind of enjoy
Josh Rogan.
some of his stuff. I know it's not Josh Rogan. Wait a minute. For a second, I thought I said Seth Rogen. Wait a minute.
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan. I've been listening to a couple of his just because I can listen to him through YouTube. I still haven't figured out the whole podcast thing. Like where to listen to that stuff through. I think somebody said through, was it SoundCloud or something?
I don't know.
Sorry, pothead. Stitches in both hands. I got the right hand done. They did the arthroscopic, so they cut me in the palm, and they cut me right across the wrist and went up in there. And then I did the right hand. I'm right-handed, so I did the right hand first. 2 weeks later, I went in and got the left hand done because I wanted to give the right hand an extra 2 weeks to heal because I'm right-handed. I think the stitches themselves were in, I think, for a week, maybe longer. I'm pretty sure I got the stitches out in the one hand before they cut the second hand. And then the rest is just like, man, you'd be surprised. If you've never had surgery, never broken a bone, you'd be surprised how some of the smallest things affect, like just, pouring a milk jug or opening my truck door. Oh my God, man, I have a full-size truck. and just getting in my truck and then trying to reach out and grab the door handle and like pull the door shut, you know. So,
Craig, they want to know your history. Do you want to give your? I'll recap.
Story. Okay. All right. So real quick, started taking college online for a bachelor's in computer science. After I had that surgery, because I was stuck at home, was when I enrolled. After a few months checking on other stuff online, I started stumbling across all these different courses and YouTube videos and things like that. Took a 2-month break. Sorry, took a 2-month break on the college to work on this stuff, and that's kind of what we've been documenting for the last about 7 weeks.
Craig has his own YouTube channel. You can he makes a video every week, once a week, just documenting.
Yeah, I've been making one once a week. I'm past due this week. I need to try to get one made today for this week, but my day off was changed on me this week, so it kind of threw me off. So
now here we're streaming.
Yeah,
it should be working.
It's okay. But yeah, basically my YouTube channel, my videos, what they are is just to document my progress, kind of like what we're doing here with an update, but it's just to show somebody that's new, that's thinking about getting into it. And if they watch those videos and like, okay, here's week 1, man, I can just tell this guy doesn't know anything yet. Fast forward, week 7 or 8 or whatever, and you see different project I worked on, you're like, man, if this guy can work full time and 45 years old and within 7 weeks he's working on this kind of stuff, then that would give maybe somebody the motivation that they can do it too, right? I mean, a lot of people are already in the business, already got the job, all that, but a lot of people aren't. Some people are just starting out. They don't know where to start. And they watch these videos to try to get some kind of direction of what to be working on or what's relevant right now in the industry. Do you want to sit there and work on, Perl? And it's like, yeah, woohoo, I got Perl down. And then you can't find a job because nobody uses it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. The channel I do once a week is just kind of like a check-in, kind of like what we're doing right now, but on my own with my own channel, just so anybody watching or subscribing,
Craig,
if you want to follow along with it. Do what?
Link your channel.
Oh, sure.
He deserves some viewers.
How do I link my own channel when I'm on this channel?
Hi, Josh. I'm Chamath from Sri Lanka. Hi, Chamath.
I'll try to open another.
Yeah, I mean, you can use a video tag, but that means you'd have to host it or be getting it from a host somewhere. It just depends on where you can grab the host from, Xavier.
I'm just going to bring it up on another browser and just throw out a link to one of my vids. But yeah, I'm just a normal dude, man. I don't have any, there's no help or support from, parents or, I'm not like a trust fund baby or something.
You don't have a silver spoon?
Man. A silver spoon.
Oh, thanks, Juan.
Silver spoon.
I know you want to go chase the trash man, but you can't chase the trash man, okay? That's what you guys heard him barking about. Or her. She looks old. Everyone thinks she looks old because she has these gray, fuzzies, and she must be old. And she's like 3 or 4, maybe.
But yeah, I mean, it's all on me. I'm the one that goes to work. I'm the one that if I don't go to work, I don't make money. I have to pay the bills. There's no roommate. There's no girlfriend, wife, whatever, chipping in for nothing. So it's on me, and I can keep going down the same road I'm going down and keep working the same job. I'm sorry, somebody asked me in chat. I apologize. I work for the phone company now. I'm not in the dev work field. Everything I do coding wise with this is on my own time at home when I get off. So,
and you're killing it. You're killing it, Craig. Get some claps for Craig.
Oh man,
you're so hard on yourself. You feel like
I know I've slacked, man. Like this last week, okay. There was a couple nights where I could have been working on something, and I was maybe playing a game with another person who's going to Lambda that also should have been probably working on his stuff, and we might have been playing a game where we were on a little raft dodging sharks, trying to survive.
Okay, all right, everyone, take the claps back. No more claps. Remove the claps from chat. Craig, you can't admit to it. All right, well.
No, I'm just being honest.
Man. I know, but you gotta have some self time. I get that.
I know. You gotta relax sometimes. But yeah, if you want to check out my channel, if nothing else, just to see, what happens every week, whatever. I'm not trying to push my channel. I'm not, shilling nothing or, unless you guys want me to, I can get some Discord Dad t-shirts made up.
Yeah, do it.
Or some Will Code for Food ball caps made. I'm just trying to change my life, man. I want to be better next week than I was last week. I want to know more next week than I knew last week. And eventually I want to have a different job next week than I did last week. And it's actually kind of fun sometimes. It's frustrating. There's some frustrating shit, but there's other times where I figure something out and I think I go back now, if I look at one of my first videos, and the confidence level I had then versus now, I feel like, man, I was trying to explain something in that video, and just the way I explained it sounded like a total noob. Like, I even recognize that now, you know what I mean? So it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice when you can even see your own progress. And I got this, new microphone. I don't know if you can tell the sound quality. I can't hear myself.
You've already made an investment. But I remember when we first talked, you were like, I don't know what any of this means. I remember you didn't know what Git was or GitHub or anything. And now you're over here working on the React app. Got interviews coming up. The chances of the interview, right, still up in the air, but that doesn't matter. Right. Just the fact that someone will say like, "Hey, come in."
Yep. No, trust me. I'm pretty happy with the progress. I've talked to people that have been dabbling with, learning code and stuff for a year or two, and they don't know anything because they just don't really finish anything. They sit down and watch a couple videos or whatever. So, Discord link.
I can't share, right? Because this what you guys see streaming right now is a full screen Discord, so I can't,
I got you, Holmes. I got you, fam. Okay, here's the Discord link for, what was that, it really? Redirect. Okay, sure. There we go. The redirect link to Discord should get you there.
The link for it's in the description. I should just say that. If you scroll down far enough, there's a link.
That's
for
what
Discord.
I just copied. Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be the same one. Well, thank you there, Go Groomer. Appreciate it. Vincent L. Thank you.
Fine words. What's up, man?
Thoughts and feelings. When I posted the first one, to be honest, I wasn't nervous or anything. I just was, I was talking to other people and they're like, oh man, this would be a good opportunity. You should document this as you go. Because, you hear a lot of people talk about like, oh, I've been coding for 15 years, or I've only been coding 3 years, or I used to deliver pizza. Now I'm a senior developer, all these different stories, but you never really see too many that are the step-by-step process, right? So I thought, hey, why not? It'll motivate me if I don't produce a video every week to show my progress, then I'm kind of like publicly dropping the ball, right? So with subscribers like you guys or whoever, people subscribe to me and they're watching that every week, and I know that, okay, I got like potentially maybe a couple hundred people that may see this week. It helps me get it done. It helps me from pushing it off to the next week. That's one reason why I do it. The other is if somebody watches something I post and it helps them on their progress or their journey, mission accomplished, right?
Dude, you're helping by motivation. Sorry. Number 3.
No, it's okay. I was going to say third, it's also a little vlog for myself where I can even go back. It's information. It's like going back in your own journal or diary or something and reading something you wrote to remember, like, oh, I remember saying this and I was going to work on this and I never did. And let's go back and, so if any of you guys are doing something like this, you're just starting out, even if you're not making a video once a week, I highly recommend either a blog or even a paper notebook, journal, diary, whatever. I'm telling you, write stuff down or have some kind of record of it, because you can hold yourself more accountable and kind of see where you're at in the progress. I think, the whole, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail kind of thing, like I said, you're your own manager. If you were managing a team of you and you and you, what would you do to help yourself do the best job? And that's really what you're doing. You're army of one, so to say. So anything you can do to prepare for it, plan for it, whatever, to make your time the most efficient, especially if you're doing what I'm doing and like trying to work another job while you do it. Why not, man? Why make it more difficult on yourself? Make it easier on yourself.
Vincent, maybe I misread your question here. What advice would you have for someone strongly considering following the footsteps and taking the advice? So what advice would you have for someone considering taking advice? What? Maybe that's basically, Vincent, you got to execute, man. You got to just get into it. You'll do it. And you'll.
Vincent, your question has us stuck in an infinite loop, my friend.
I know. We need a break statement.
I would say, and I've mentioned this before, if you're watching this video right now, and when it's over, you should go directly to wherever you left off last. If you worked on HTML and you never started CSS, if you did CSS but you never went to JavaScript, if you've never done a project, go find one, man. Go do it. Bookmark it. Go back later, work on it. If you're at work, you're busy, you're on your lunch break, whatever. Google something, find something. JavaScript project for beginner. Find something, bookmark it. When you get home from work, go back, look it up, check it out, try to do it. If you're new at it. If you're not new at it, go to wherever you're at, wherever you got stuck, wherever you got stopped. Maybe do a lateral move. Okay, you were trying to learn React and you're hung up on it. Back off of React for a little bit. Go find something else that's also relevant for today. Go work on it for a little while. Come back on React later.
How do you convince yourself not to watch TV? What's the process? What's the internal conversation that you have with yourself when you're like, man, I don't feel like doing this?
Oh, for me?
Yeah, what do you what's that conversation in your head look like?
I purposely put my TV, like in this room, there is a TV in here. I'm not going to lie, because I do watch hockey and football. It is behind me over my right shoulder on purpose. Okay? If I need to, I can turn in my chair and I can watch something. But it's not comfortable. I've deliberately made it uncomfortable. Sure, I can look, I can see it play, I can check the score. But then I turn right back to the computer and keep doing what I'm doing. My main TV and all that is all the way in the living room. So I would have to literally get up, walk away from this desk, and go in there purposefully to do it. So part of it is make things that are beneficial to you convenient. Make things that are detrimental to you inconvenient. How's that? Does that sound like make sense?
That sounds like you should write a book, Craig.
I should write a book.
You will when you're done with this path. And yes. It'll be for all the people that think that they can't learn code. I already have a title because age.
Josh, I think you'd appreciate it.
What is it?
Rich Discord Dad, poor Discord Dad. Do you think I would get in trouble for copyright?
Yeah, you'd get sued into oblivion.
Or is it Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Is that what I'm trying to...
Yeah, Rich. Okay. Valuable Discord Dad, and then broke Discord Dad. I don't know.
Valuable Discord Father, impoverished Discord Father.
There you go.
There we go. Nice. Completely different thing. Completely different thing. That's right. Go Pens. Penguins.
A lot of times motivation comes once you just get started doing something. Like that initial, it's called this, there's a word for it. It's called intention gap behavior. You have an intention to do something, but there's a gap of actually getting started, also known as procrastination. But it's, once you actually sit down, type a few lines of code, you get motivated. It's so dumb how that works, but like, that's how it's always worked for me. I don't feel like going to the gym. I get there, a couple reps. All right, we're good. Mm-hmm. Same thing with code. Oh, I don't feel like it. Do it. You open the IDE, pull up a thing, just try to solve the problem. Okay, now this is fine. You can solve problems all day. But the next day, you still have to have that same fight. And the more you have that fight, easier it gets. Well, for some people, I still battle with it. Like when I create a video, things get a little awkward. I'm like, oh, I have to look at this camera lens and keep my train of thought and not be weird. But it's the same thing with code. Like you just have this attention gap.
I appreciate the fact that you read a lot of books. You read more books than I do, and I try to do some Audible books, but you read a lot more than me. So it's kind of handy because you're like my own little Wikipedia sometimes. I don't have to read all those books. You can do it. But to answer a couple of questions, because I missed, somebody said, where did I learn to code? Everything's been pretty much online self-taught, whether it's Udemy courses, Team Treehouse, YouTube video tutorials, tons of people on YouTube to watch. Brad Traversy, of course, Josh. Josh is my main dude. He's the one who helps me out. And somebody else asked me something. I apologize because, like I said, there's how many hours, Daniel? How many hours a day do I code? It just varies. Some days I get off work, come home, and might just bring up my video editor and stare at it for a while and be like, I got to go to bed in 10 minutes. There's no way I'm going to get anything done on this. You know, you gotta pick your battles. You know what I mean? And then other times, like I will just jump into something and decide that I'm not gonna stop until it's done. You know, if I'm off that day or something else. But life happens too. You still got to do other stuff.
And you still got to take some time to play some Raft every now and then.
Some Raft or some Overwatch. Or you could combine the two and make a new game called like Over Raft. Everybody floats around a raft trying to kill each other.
Different ships, different abilities.
Yeah. But back to the summarizing, which I didn't really finish. Basically, I went from trying the college thing out to realizing that all I was going to do was take 4 years to rack up a ton of debt, to learn a bunch of stuff, to get a degree, and still not have experience to find a job. And 75% of the stuff I was going to learn in that college wasn't going to pertain to the type of career I was trying to get anyway. So I decided, again, at 45 years old, learn it on my own through online and self-taught and mentoring and things like that, and spend a ton less money, but maybe be job ready in 6 months. Right? Want to get that degree anyway. Man. Like, want to get that degree anyway for a CTO position later, or a supervisor manager position. Great. Get your foot in the door. Let them pay to send you back to school. Get it anyway, but you got to get that job first.
Advice you have for a short attention span? Are you maybe mixing that with ADHD? The problem, short attention span. Attention span is like a muscle. You have to build it. You have to build your ability to focus. You have to build your ability to, have a longer attention span. It's like a muscle. So that's just...
Sorry, so somebody's talking about Java, and now granted, hear me out. I'm still a newbie to all this. I'm by no means somebody that's going to give advice about what language or whatever, but from my understanding, what I've been checking out with this whole Java thing is, yeah, it's not the newest, shiniest toy, but it's out there, man. And as people retire, and these guys that have been doing these like core languages, is Android, and there's so many things that use Java. Those jobs, until that company decides to convert or change to something else, there's still Java jobs out there, man. And if I understand right, they pay pretty well, because a lot of the newer people, they're going right into the newer technologies and stuff, and not the boring enterprise. I
think it depends on where you're at in your career. I would say.
I'm just saying that people shoot Java down, but from what I've been reading up on, it's kind of that bad penny that I shouldn't call it a bad penny, because it's not bad, but it's just something that's still out there, and there's still going to be demand for jobs. And if I just say it, I wouldn't discount it. There's still plenty of it out there, and if nobody's learning it and people retire, then the company, they got to either try to convert to something newer or find someone that still knows it and pay them because they know it. You know what I mean? Diego, I appreciate it, man. I am, but I'm not. I try to React app, and I broke it. But we're still in a learning progress, man. I'm not done. I am not done with this React thing. More to come. And if anybody's mentioned or commented or questioned in chat there and missed it, I apologize. Also in Discord. Valu, what's up, man? Will I am.
Where are you going, dog? Do you want?
I don't know if you guys are watching in YouTube stream, but they're in Discord.
I think
Knox.
You can't paste HTML here. Yeah, there's a lot of outdated companies that use Java. I think if you want a computer science degree, you're going to get a job working at a corporation. You're going to end up doing Visual Basic. You're going to end up doing Java. You're going to end up doing C#, some enterprise language like that. Maybe even PHP. Typically, your college is not going to prep you for React. It's not going to prep you.
I think Armand, I was talking to Armand the other day. I haven't seen him around much. I think he's been super busy, but I think he had some Java he had to mess with for his course. I think that was him was telling me. I don't know. It's one of those things where, too, depending on the school, some of them are so outdated. Who knows what the hell they're going to try to be teaching.
He's already ahead. He's doing web dev on like his own. He comes home and he finishes stuff and he's doing web dev, and so then he's like, all the concepts in web dev have pretty much translated. There's a few things in Java like public and private and getters and setters and all that stuff, but
I was talking about the chat.
No, yeah, he's already ahead of his Java class because he's doing JavaScript so much like in his free time, and he's already, I don't know, he finishes the homework faster than everyone else. At school they make him use Git Kraken, which is just like no one uses Git. I mean, maybe some companies use Git Kraken, but like
I love the name though. Props on whoever came up with the name.
Yeah, Git Kraken, and then it's grade A Discord dad quality joke right there. But no one else can use the terminal. No one else knows any of the commands to do it in their terminal. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah. Something else too, like you said, depends on like your area and stuff like that. That's the other thing. Different people asking about like how you start, where you start. Go on Indeed or Glassdoor or any Monster. Go to the job sites. So let's say you live in, I'll use Columbus, Ohio as an example because I actually searched there, right? Look at the jobs in your area. If you're wanting to stay in your area, make sure you're kind of trying to learn stuff that's in kind of shows to be in demand in your area. There's a lot of different stuff out there, and if you go in and you're trying to learn Ruby and Ruby on Rails, and then you realize that nobody in 100 square mile radius of where you live really uses that, guess what, man? You're either learning something new or moving, right? Or hoping you can go in there on an interview and say, hey, I don't know this, but I can learn it. I know all this other stuff. So, as far as starting from scratch and learning stuff, you got to kind of pay attention to that stuff too, right?
For the people trying to help Adam, just paste your code onto a code pen or something, and then we can answer. But we can't paste HTML tags in the chat. It won't let us. YouTube won't let us.
Yeah, Zach, Python's. I know with my degree, the next term I was going to take, I was taking a computer science role in business or something, whatever it was called. And basically when I looked at the books I was going to need for it, it was Python. So I'm guessing like machine learning stuff.
I don't know. Computer science for business doesn't sound like it'd be very for
industry. I'm sorry. Computer science for industry. Yeah, my bad.
Which industry? I can't say for industry like there's only one. That just sounds like a terrible decision.
Release the Git Kraken.
That's actually their logo. It's a big squid.
Release the Git Kraken?
No, I mean not release, but like.
Oh, nailed it.
Yeah. So we've been here for about an hour. Craig, you want to do some shout outs, then we'll head out.
Sure. We got Adam, that one podhead, of course. Diego, what's up, buddy? Go Groomer, Divine Words. Hey, Melo's here.
Before you head out, just do me one favor and hit that thumbs up. It helps the vid. Seriously. If it's motivated you, or Craig has motivated you, or made you laugh with one of his jokes, hit that thumbs up.
One of my bad jokes.
Hey, and go subscribe to his channel.
82 people watching, 32 likes. Come on, guys. You know how this works. Come on, guys.
It'd be awesome if you could. You don't have to, but please.
You know what? I think sometimes people are on their phone or something, right? Or they're watching, and I don't know if you've ever tried to like a video from your phone or subscribe and stuff. Sometimes it's a little bit. It's not so user friendly as sitting there looking at a, on a desktop or something too. So, what's up, man?
Yeah, but if you could, that would be appreciate you.
It's awesome if you do it. Video about you getting to react. Diego, this week, probably today, I'm making a video and I'll show you the React app that my Frankenstein that I was trying to make work that I didn't have anything else to put up for this week, so I'll probably show it just to show it. But going on next week, I'm going to be trying something different. I got a burger builder on one course that I'm looking at, and then Josh, what were we talking about? The other ones, React ones. Was something else you were telling me I could be doing?
We're talking about the prop types
React.
and stuff?
I can't remember. Beside the burger builder, you said we get that facial recognition one that's through that one course on Udemy. I could try that.
Everybody wants a dad joke before you leave.
Dad joke? Okay. Why are lobsters so greedy? Because they're shellfish.
How do you have that on the top of your head? How is that so easy for you, Craig?
I don't know. I just try to think of the corniest joke I could think of.
Oh my god.
Why does the ocean roar?
I don't. What?
You would too if you had crabs on your bottom. Wait, can you say that here?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Great stream.
Zing.
Up until then, and then demonetized.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all I got.
That's good stuff. So Diego, Jessica, thanks for hanging out. Tortilla, thanks for hanging out.
Yep.
We got Divine Words, Go Groomer, Pothead, Xavier, Adam, Francisco, Joshua Clark, Vincent, Milan. Who else we got in here?
Message me if you got questions. If I missed your questions in text too. Sorry, Justin, to interrupt.
Yeah.
Or email me at craig.wadding@gmail.com. This interview has been brought to you by Audible. No, just kidding.
We hope you've enjoyed this program.
We hope you enjoyed this program.
Or this broadcast is what they say.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you did, hit that thumbs up on your way out. Kagan, try this. Life in Tech. Try that. That should work for you.
Hey, do I have to hit the thumbs up too?
I should probably hit it as well. But
yeah, probably. 71 watching, 47 likes. Come on, guys. Come on, man.
It's all good. No worries. I'm sure there are people that watch this on the recorded version, but
yeah, good times, man. Appreciate the checking in with me. Good stuff. And I just missed a phone call from the people working on my truck, so it'd be nice if they were done with it already.
Yeah. All right.
Do voiceover. Should I do my Shaggy and Scooby?
We have to save that. We have to save that for a celebrational moment.
Oh, we need that for the 35,000 sub. Tell you what, when you get 35,000 subs, I will do my Shaggy and my Scooby live.
All right. All right, guys, we're out. Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right, later.